All right. Here we go. Welcome, everybody. Happy Tuesday. And everybody starts out muted. So if you're new tonight, welcome. And we'll give an opportunity later for sharing and all that good stuff. And I'll let you know how to get unmuted and all that. But first, let's first start with our ladies. Let's find Kristen and Becky for the announcements that they've got. Let's see what they got for us today. Let's get you guys unmuted. And
hey,
looking for Becky right there in her backyard. Who's that with? There's Roger and Janelle. Roger and Janelle Homan are the Wiggins guests this week. So we've got Becky and Kristen. So ladies, what do you got for us this week?
So I just want to give a couple updates on the Run for Recovery. We got registrations coming in. We want more. We want tons more. So tell all your friends, tell your neighbors. It's going to be a great event for you guys to do on your own with a group. And the way I'm doing it, the way I'm telling my friends and neighbors is by Facebook Messenger. I also sent an email letter out, and I have the template for the email letter, so it'll be super simple for you guys to just copy my email letter. It would be quick and easy. Another way is just a good old phone call, right? I have quite a few friends who haven't registered yet, so I'm going to be calling them pretty soon to get them on, because it's going to be a great, healthy time. And again, if you want to walk with somebody, make sure you connect on our Run for Recovery Facebook page. Make sure you're on that if you're not. So if you want to run with, like the Wiggins are going to run in Furcrest, and Carrie Burrows is going to do it in Chelan. Janine Faulkner, I think, was in Frederickson. So yeah, connect on Facebook, Run for Recovery Facebook page for that. And if you want that letter, let me know, or let Angie know, and I can send it to you. It's super easy. Just change a couple things in it and you can send it off. And also pictures. I just saw that Angela posted her walk. I wasn't able to listen to it, but you guys got to go. And she did a video and everything. So go to the Run for Recovery Facebook page and watch her video. I just got Carrie Burrows too. She was up here somewhere by me walking her grandpups. So send us lots of pictures of you doing your walk, if you're doing it or you're just training for it. We really love it, and it kind of creates excitement on the page for all of us. So any questions, let me know. I'd love to answer any questions, and connect with me if you want to walk with somebody or if you want to create a group.
Awesome.
Oh,
thank you, Kristen. Do you got anything over there, Becky?
I do. I just want to say, yeah, the Wiggins are going to be walking and maybe even in the loosest of terms, but yeah, if anybody wants to join us, we live in Furcrest, probably going to walk around here or go to Chambers Bay or somewhere like that. We'd love to have people join us. You can private message me. If we're not Facebook friends, just boy, how are they going to find me? On the Family Battle page. That's
yes,
how to find me. Or they can email me at becky@battlefielladdiction.com. Anyway, I just wanted to thank everybody that signed up so far and all the donations, because I've had a lot of people ask like that. A lot of people that have asked, is it over yet? No, it's not over. It's the whole month of September. So I hope that's not too confusing. And I just want to thank everyone that's donated, signed up, and also like the monthly partners, because monthly partners are our most important fundraiser. You know, that our monthly partners are our bread and butter, basically. I mean, that's what keeps Angie and Kristen working, and, you know, there for you 24/7, you know, there as your liaison if you've had family coaching, whatever. Just thank you so much. If you want to become a monthly partner, just go to the battlefielladdiction.com and sign up. And that's all I got to say. I think.
Awesome.
Oh,
awesome.
Roger and Janelle have pictures. They did their 5K yesterday.
Oh, awesome. Yeah. It's so fun to have you with new friends every week there in your backyard, you guys. That's so fun.
If you're in Tacoma and you want to join us in person, and you've been vaccinated and you want to join us in person for for solution groups, just message me. Come on over.
Nice. Get on the waiting list. I love it. I love it. And I have one more thing before our comedy. I'm actually going to lead a group in Enumclaw. So if you would like to join my group in Enumclaw, come walk with me. You're registered for the virtual 5K. And you want to come walk with me. I'm going to have a group next Wednesday. So Wednesday, the 22nd, instead of mom's group, we're going to meet at noon in Enumclaw. So I'll get out the address and all that. We have the Enumclaw Trail out here. It's an awesome trail. Enumclaw is great. September 22nd happens to be Devin's birthday. He would be 29 this year. So I thought, what better way to spend Devin's birthday than to bring all the ladies from mom's group together in person and do the 5K with all and moms or dads or brothers, sisters, grandmas, grandpas. Everybody's invited. So it's not just moms. It's just a heads up, that week we won't be having mom's group. That will be instead. But yeah, so come walk, whether you're a slow walker, a medium walker, a jogger, a runner, everybody's invited. And we're just going to we can do the social distance thing. We could do whatever and make it whatever you need. We can accommodate. We could all wear our battlefield shirts, our no bullshit hug shirts, whatever you want, and let's have a good time. Let's go for our 5K, and then we could go have a coffee or lunch too in town. Enumclaw is a great place for that. So we'll have I just figure a couple hours, plan on being in Enumclaw for a couple hours if you can, or if you just need to just come and go, that's fine too. So anybody who wants to join us, please do. You can reach out for more information, and it'd be great. So that's my team. Team Enumclaw. All right, so let's go to the basement crew and find our comedian.
Bluetooth.
Kyle's corny comedian. Sorry, why do I always fail on that? Where are you guys at? I can see the Run for Recovery page. There we go.
See if it pairs.
Spotlight. And let me actually mute everybody here. And we'll be ready in a moment, Kyle. So we've got Kyle over there at Rebuild Recovery. Go ahead, take it away, Kyle.
Can you hear me good?
No. Just talk louder.
Okay. What color?
I think you'll need to move up towards Art. You'll probably need to move to the microphone. I don't want them to mess with the microphone and mess anything up. So go ahead and probably going to have to move your seat.
Is that better?
I don't know yet.
Okay. What color is the wind?
Are we?
Is that working for you?
Everybody's asked. No, they're all asking for more
Just
volume.
switch with Art.
Here, Kyle. Okay. Now it's good, right?
It's as good as it's going to get, but everybody's still wishing it was a little louder.
I'll be as loud as possible. What color is the wind? It's blue.
Boy, I'm sorry, guys, but it's tough. We're straining. I don't know why, but
You can't be different. Like you can't.
Travis, you were louder right now. I don't know why, but it is, and everybody's asking for it to be louder.
No, hold on here. It wasn't the wrong thing.
She's right. Go ahead, try. Okay, is that better now?
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
Now
Okay.
the camera's up.
Okay. I'll redo my first joke. Everyone here is going to be nice and laugh again at it. What color is the wind? It blew. Did you hear about the mute chicken? He didn't give a cluck. Sorry, it's not done yet. Sorry about the foul language. To the guy who invented zero, thanks for nothing. What color can open your car door? Khaki. Khaki. Katie's taking driving lessons. She's going to get her license soon. Lady promises. Speaking of which, what takes up 12 parking spaces? 6 women drivers. Just kidding, Mom. Okay. In America, saying "you da bomb" is a compliment. In Afghanistan, it's an argument.
You need a wee. It's the wee. You need a wee.
I've been looking for my ex-girlfriend's killer for the past 2 years. Nobody's willing to do it. That's my last one.
All right.
Thank you, Kyle. All right, Art, you're up.
Audio issues tonight?
Yeah, I'd like Travis to screw some more things up before we go. Okay, well, we're gonna what we like to do is roll out our second episode of Addicts Try New Shit. This one is starring Josh Smith. What we want to do is we're gonna roll this out at 9 a.m. tomorrow on Facebook, and we're asking y'all to please share it. Way we can get it out there the most, and we want to see how many shares we can get of this video and get what we're doing. Is Jamie out there tonight?
Yes. Hey, Jamie. Let's put you on spotlight as well. Hi, Jamie.
Hey, guys.
So we're going to show you the video, and then we're going to come back to Jamie and I. And, this is both of our businesses, and along with Battlefield, kind of a combination of all three businesses, promotional video and kind of fun. So we're going to let you all see it, and then we'll come back and talk about it a bit. So
right.
Here we go.
What's your name?
Josh Smith.
Where are you from?
Maple Valley, Washington.
How long you got sober?
About 4 months.
Ready to try some new?
Hell yeah.
I made it through everything I never thought I would. Heading back, now I'm here and it just feels so good. We're alive, we can breathe, now let's break some rules. It's time to jump, time to scream, can we act like fools? I deserve a little bit of fun. You and I until the sun comes up. I deserve a little bit of fun. Let me feel a million breeze
Or infrared sauna, so you can do detox. The fun kind.
Okay, yeah.
All right, come on.
make me forget everything that haunted me at night. If you're here next to me, I know I'll be alright. Black and white, not anymore, bright colors in my eyes. It's time to dance, to let go, to finally live my life. I deserve a little bit of fun. You and I until the sun comes up. I deserve a little bit of fun. I made it through everything I never thought I would. Heading back, now I'm here and it just feels so good. We're alive, we can breathe, now let's break some rules. It's time to jump, time to scream, can we act like fools? I deserve a little bit of fun. You and I until the sun comes up. I deserve a little bit of fun. Let me feel a million pretty spots. Make me forget everything that haunted me at night. If you're here next to me, I know I'll be alright.
Okay, we're back from the spa experience with Josh. Josh, tell me, what was your favorite part?
The massage.
The massage by the professional or the massage by the strong hands of your buddy?
The one done by the professional.
Okay, and the sauna, that was called a detox. Did you enjoy that more than your detoxes off drugs and alcohol?
Yeah, much more comfortable, same amount of sweat.
Okay, and one more question. Did you can that corn?
Yes, with pride.
Okay, all right. Well, congratulations, Josh, on 4 months sober, and thank you for trying new shit with me.
Thank you.
Everything that haunted me at night. If you're here next to me, I know I'll be alright. Black and white, not anymore, bright colors in my eyes. It's time to dance, to let go, to finally live my life. I deserve a little bit of fun. You and I until the sun comes up. I deserve a little bit of fun. Let me feel a million pretty spots.
Thank you, Jamie.
That's so great. That was so much fun.
Does anyone think Josh Smith's a star? Raise your hand if you think Josh Smith's a star. We all do. So, Jamie, how did you like the process of the video? Do you like the content here? Tell us about it.
Well, I'm the owner of the spa and I'm also a esthetician, so I do facials and stuff. My 9-year-old son just brought me a water with an apple slice in it because he's the best. I had so much fun that day, and Kristen, the massage therapist, had so much fun as well. But this program means a lot to me personally, as you know, a family member that came in and needed support years ago. So I've always been a little bit involved with Battlefield and what you guys do. So when Art reached out to me, I was like, yes, oh my gosh, yes. It was just so exciting to be able to use what I love to do to, you know, give back to Battlefield any way I can, because I'm not really good at walking or running, but I'm happy to contribute this way. I actually might join up with Angie on the 22nd.
Awesome. That would be great, Jamie.
And can we give that offer out to the Battlefield parents that want to come down, or the families that want to get a massage?
Yeah, Art had a great idea, which was like to have anyone that wants to come in mentioning Battlefield or this video, if I'd be willing to contribute a portion of the service to Battlefield. And I said, yes, I will give $20 for every massage that someone books when they mention Battlefield. So whether that's an addict in recovery or a parent or family member, I'm absolutely happy to do that for you guys. So yeah.
Awesome. I need a massage. We all need some good massages. Awesome. Right. Thank you, Jamie.
Thank you, Jamie, and thank you for kind of contributing to what we're hoping is going to be a bigger community project, and when we get to do this with other businesses. And thanking you for being the first business that willingly did it, and allowed us to come make a mockery of their what they do. So, but thank you.
And I just want to add to, you know, what Jamie it's not just words. I have watched Jamie support Battlefield. I've seen comments on Facebook that Jamie's made that she doesn't even have any idea that I would see. So I just want to just acknowledge that this is not just, now because, the video or anything. This has been a longstanding support that we've always had from Jamie. And so I just really appreciate you, Jamie, for that. You've always supported Battlefield, behind the scenes or in front of the scenes. And so I just want to acknowledge you for that. And I've noticed, and I just say thank you for that. Thanks for always spreading. She's always sending people our way and letting people know that we're here and we can help. And she's always doing that. So thank you, Jamie. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Please, tomorrow, like and share the video. If you can share it on your page, please do so. And let's get as many shares as possible and get the word out. So thank you all for watching, and hopefully we'll get that out there big tomorrow.
Oops, and I think Becky's got a question here. Let's let Becky, before you get started, Arts. Yes.
Yeah, we just have a quick question. We want to know where Jamie's spa is again and the name of it.
Good
it's
question.
All a Glow Spa in Kent. Oh, they're trying to get the slide up.
So I'm located just a block south of the Kent Downtown Library, so out of Kent Station. It's just 2 blocks away from that light by the parking garage of Kent Station. We're like historic downtown Kent. But yeah, if you go to allaglowspa.com, you get a $10 off to try us out. And then our Facebook and Instagram has little deals and stuff on there all the time too. But I'm definitely going to be promoting this video to my clients as well, because there might be one of my clients that follows me that knows nothing about Battlefield, and this is going to be an opportunity for them to hear about it. And I'm going to be sharing on social media my story about how I'm involved with Battlefield, with regard to my kid's dad, my ex-husband, and kind of like the journey that I took there, and what brought me into eventually recovery ministry at my old church with kids that have parents that are going through addiction issues. So yeah, it's been an incredible journey, and definitely started with Battlefield. So yeah, excited.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie. All right.
Oh, are we ready to go?
I think we are. I'm making sure that we got you on Spotlight. We're good to go.
Should have thought of something to say.
Yeah.
I missed out today.
There's your name, they can tell.
Okay. It's very difficult. In this, the time that we're in right now, and I don't think that it's fully even came to us all what we're really going through here with COVID. And, I don't think it's really set in the gravity of what's happened in our life here. I always said that to be an addict and then to be in recovery, you get to live 2 lives. You get to have the life that you had using drugs and active addiction, and then you get to recover and you get to have this other life. But I don't think it's true anymore that we only get 2. I think that there is a new thing that we're going to have to recover from, and it's COVID. And I think that in our life, we're going to really, all of us are going to see a pre-COVID us and a post-COVID us. We're all going to see a different person. And I think that, and what that takes is, and what we had to do to recover from drugs and alcohol is we had to get some of us had to get to that place where we admitted we were powerless. And by that being said, kind of admitted we were in this world that we couldn't control, and this world that pissed us off, or things that had happened to us that weren't good, or whatever it was. But we had to get to some point, and then beyond saying that life we're powerless to. Okay? Beyond saying that we're powerless to addiction or drugs, we had to kind of get to a place where we had to say that we couldn't really even understand life. For me, it was that deep. I couldn't understand when I got to a place that I really couldn't understand life. I couldn't understand how I could not be able to drive to the store on my own, or not be able to handle money, or not be able to live on my own, or not be able to get my own place, or none of that stuff. And, you know, I got to a place where it was just all kind of like this rebirth of born again. So there was this like rebirth at 37 years old for me, that I didn't understand life. And again, life had taught me, or life kind of taught me at 37, that I didn't understand life. And then I got in recovery, and I did 10 years in recovery, for recovery pre-COVID. And boy, I got to the point, I was like locked into the way that my life was supposed to be. It was a knowingness that I was doing everything right, and everyone else was kind of doing their thing right, and we were all just doing our thing. And there was this kind of like control factor that came into play, and I kind of felt like I was running my own life, and I felt like I was running the show, and I felt like, you know, everything I was doing was good, and it was on the right direction and the right path, and I wasn't having considerations of change. I was kind of set, and it felt like I got in the cut, or if you kind of get in the cut of your life, or you get in this place where you're moving life from, and you're doing your life from, and really it's just a routine you get in, and you really feel comfortable in it. And I can say that's what it was. And then now COVID's hit, and the only word that I can come up with is that I've been disjointed. It's like dislocated, you know, a total dislocation of what life used to be like and what it's like now. And why I say it's very difficult is, like, back then I knew my energy cycles. I knew what I felt like on Mondays, and I knew what I felt like on Tuesdays, and I knew Solution Group was Tuesday night, and they'd be waiting at the thing, and we could all go talk, and group was Wednesday morning, and group was Wednesday night, and group was Thursdays, and football was Saturday, and football was Sunday, and you just had a routine. And I got locked into that routine, and no longer was I having to admit that I was powerless and kind of life's unmanageable. I felt powerful. I felt like I could make change in the world. I felt like I could make things happen. Felt like I was making a difference. It had all those feelings to it. And now COVID's hit, and the world's different. Man, the world is different, and we're so divided. You know, that's the biggest difference you see, is there's just this division. You know, not only is there a division, there is, and I don't want to sound like I'm complaining. I'm just kind of pointing out things, and it might sound like I'm complaining, but it just seems true to me, and maybe it's not true to other people, but it seems like the world is a change from a world of action to a world of opinion. It seems like that's true. It seems like everybody's taken a stance in their opinion and kind of formed a camp. And then it seems like because of these opinions and because of the way that is, and that because of the no action, we're having trouble connecting as people. And it's becoming even more difficult to connect. And by the way, we talked last week about getting on the court and getting things done. If you're in business, or you're out in the world right now, or if you're trying to remodel your home, or buy a car, or get a driver's license, or get a bank account, or handle a credit card, or do anything, I want you to really see the difficulty of doing anything. So you go to get on the court, but doing anything is difficult right now. Getting anything done is difficult. Trying to go out to eat is difficult. You will stand in line for a long time. Trying to go see a movie, trying to find a good movie is damn near impossible. I don't know if anyone has ever found a good movie or a good television program lately, but actually getting things done has become difficult. Connecting with people has become difficult. Watching TV is very difficult because everybody's got their opinion. And, you know, all of this is culminated into this world that I think everyone now post-COVID has got to get to a point, and I think the whole country, and I think the whole world is going to come to a point where they hit bottom. It's going to come to a point where we get to a point as a country, as a nation, where we go, we all admit we're powerless and our life's unmanageable. If this hasn't proved to you that you're small, that you're just a speck here in the world, if it hasn't proved it to you, what would? If this hasn't humbled you, if this hasn't got you to the place where you realize that we're not in control here, that we may think we are, but we're not. And that all leads to a very dominating non-acceptance kind of way. And so we fight it. And you can see the ways that people are fighting COVID. Everyone's trying to get new cars. Everyone's trying to remodel their house. Everyone's trying to get new pets. Everyone's trying to, you know, there's always something going on that they're doing. Divorce is happening. You know, addicts are using. everyone not, and then it's at a place where nobody really knows what's even wrong. Everybody's trying to do something to feel better, but nobody knows what's wrong. Nobody knows. And I tell you, so my energy goes up and down and it fluctuates. And I get one day where I almost feel like pre-COVID normal. And then you're reminded that it's COVID. You're reminded back to, no, this isn't normal. This is COVID. And why I say all this is until you get to a place that you admit you're powerless and your life's unmanageable, and you stop trying to feel different, you stop trying to do things, what really happens is what Eckhart said. And Eckhart said, pain is resistance to what is. And when I heard that back 7 years ago, and I heard the phrase, pain is resistance to what is, because that's what everybody is in pain right now. Everybody's in pain. And I think not many people have gotten to the point where they've accepted COVID. I think we have a country and a world full of people that still hasn't accepted this, that guess what? And by when I say accept it, your life will never be the same. Never. Our lives will never go back to the way they were before COVID. It will never happen. And I'm saying it like that because until we all accept it, we're going to be angry, diseased, disgruntled, upset, because what we're all trying to do, and what I realized I'm trying to do, is I'm trying to make my life pre-COVID. I'm trying to make it the way it was. I'm trying to say, get back there. And so I feel myself, my energy fluctuate because some days of the week I go, I can get back there. I can figure out how to make it how it was. And then you go out and you try something and you realize, no, man, this is COVID territory. You ain't getting shit done. You ain't going to have it the same. It ain't the same. You're not going to go enjoy a football game. You're not going to go enjoy a concert. You're not going to go do these things without the repercussions of COVID. So what ends up, and I haven't got there yet, I just know recovery. I know recovery, and I know that the world is going to have to recover from COVID. And in order to recover from COVID, the world is going to have to admit that it can't control it. The world is going to have to admit that it's powerless and that that it's unmanageable for all of us. You know what it feels like when you really admit it? You ever ride with a bad driver and you're on the other side, you're in the passenger side and you're driving and you want them to stop, so you put on the fake brake. That's powerless and unmanageable, but we think we're doing something. Riding in a plane that's bumpy and turbulent, and you're grabbing the handrest like you're doing something. You actually feel like you're stopping the turbulence for a second. And I think we're all holding on, trying to think we're doing something when we're not. Rather than getting to a point where we come to the conclusion that we are going to have 2 lives, maybe 3, but a lot of people, normal people that aren't addicts, are going to have 2 lives. You're going to have your pre-COVID life and you're going to have your post-COVID life. And what's going to happen is you're going to realize this dislocated you. When you come into recovery from addiction, what you start realizing is you learn something about yourself in addiction. You learn about yourself. You look back and you see the person you were and you can't believe it. You can't believe who you were, but you were trapped in it. You were trapped in that person and you had tunnel vision to what you were about and you didn't see yourself. The lens hadn't widened yet. And recovery is when the lens widens and you look back and you go, oh, wow, that's how I was. That's crazy. And I think until that happens right now, until we look back at ourselves and go, whoa, look at what I was thinking with COVID. I thought it was going to be over. I thought it was going to go back to normal. I thought life was going to be the same. Wasn't I crazy? Wasn't I insane? Because when we get to that point, when we realize that life isn't going to be insane, we're going to have to stop. We're going to stop resisting the way it is. And for me, what I see is my energy through the week, and I try to observe myself, and I'm trying to figure out what's wrong with me because I'm not normal. I'm not the same. The energy's not the same. I have trouble keeping it up. I have trouble. I used to have easy time inspiring everybody, getting everybody to move, but I have trouble keeping my own energy up. And part of the problem is that I go out and I try to make it how it was. And I haven't accepted yet that it's never going to be that way. And now I have to accept the new terms of the world. There's new terms. And some of them I don't like and some of them I do. But it seems like in the world right now, honor isn't very important. I can't find anywhere where anyone really cares about being honorable. You know, and I wanted to say to you guys, thank you for being here tonight and doing something that's honorable in a world that not many people are doing honorable things. You know, blaming, complaining, pointing at each other, pointing fingers, accusing, arguing. That's what's going on. But who is acting with honor? Who can we look up on television? Who can we look up on the news? Who can we find other than our soldiers acting like honorable people? And that's not many examples that we're getting here post-COVID. Not much honor. Not much of how about keeping your word? Is that important anymore? And in this room, we've been talking a lot about lately, and I'm not going to stop. I'm not going to stop until you guys understand what I'm saying. If we don't start keeping our word to each other and have that be the paramount thing that we connect with, then we're not going to be able to make the improvements that need to be made. And out in the world right now, if you try to do business with people, they do not care about their word. They do not care if they're late. They do not care if they don't show up. They do not care if they tell you they can do it and they won't. A restaurant does not care if you wait 15 minutes and don't find a server and don't get your food on time. They do not care at all. That's the world. That is the post-COVID world, because the post-COVID world, and I had to look at that. The post-COVID world is difficult, and everybody has a reason. Everybody has a reason. Everybody has an excuse, and excuses and reasons have become the way it is. Social media has allowed us to stop connecting and stop looking at each other, stop doing things of honor, start demoralizing people on Facebook, start talking about anybody as if anybody would say that stuff to the person if they were in the room. You know, just like Mike Tyson said, you know, Facebook has allowed people to say things that would normally get them punched in the mouth. And it's true. And people are running their mouth. But that's me. And I have to get to a point where I look at the division in our world, and you want to run out and do something. You want to do something about the masks. You want to do something about COVID. You want to do something about vaccines. You want to do something about Black Lives Matter. You want to do something about politics. You want to do something about Biden. You want to do something about Trump. Guess what? It's going to be tough. You can resist it, or we can get to a point where we say, I admit I'm powerless and my life's unmanageable. Now what happens? Now, when we can get to that place, we can recover. We can accept the way it is. We can say, this is how life is, and then we can learn to deal with life on life's terms. And that's what we have to do. And for me, it's been very, very difficult to accept the way it is. And I've been in a lot of pain because of that. Some days I'm better than others. But that's what this, and if anyone doesn't understand what I'm talking about, when I say that there is a COVID mood on the world, tell me you can't feel that. Tell me you can't go anywhere and feel the COVID mood. It's just a particular mood. And, you know, that has now come in with all of it. And now this is our new recovery. And I feel for the people that are trying to not do drugs and alcohol at the same time, because it's very dicey. I have a difficult time myself. So again, this though, being here, not using drugs, the attempts that you're making, the things that you guys are doing, it is a honorable task. So we can be proud that we're doing something of honor in a world where it doesn't seem like you ever hear many people proclaiming anything honorable or saying, hey, that's an honorable thing you're doing. So, you know, I hope with me stating the way that my opinions of the way the world is right now, which that's what it is. It's just my experience. I'm not saying it so that I can complain. I'm saying it so that I can get to the point of my own acceptance. I'm saying it so that I can get to a point where I stop being appalled at the world, where I stop talking about the problems of the world and accept the way it is, so I can get to a point where I can recover, so I can move on. And part of recovery for me is always, and that's the beautiful thing, is that I've recovered from drugs and alcohol. And I think that we can all use this same recovery program when it pertains to COVID. We accept when it pertains to COVID in the world. We accept the way it is. We use the serenity prayer. Very valuable to know the wisdom between the things you can change and the things you can't. and to understand that. And I think it's a time for people to really, really use that, you know, to sit down and go, can I change it? No, impossible for me to change it. Okay, I got to accept it. No, really. And then actually get into the looking into of what it's going to be like in the post-COVID world and how to capitalize on that. As I sit here, I always say addiction's beautiful. Then I got to say COVID's beautiful. I got to say it's a beautiful thing. And if I don't say it's a beautiful thing and the world isn't beautiful right now, then I won't find the things that I need to find to capitalize on the way it is. And I'm actually today spent time really, really looking into, I need to recover from this COVID thing. I need to recover from the thinking that I was, the thinking that somehow it's going to be the same. And, you know, we can live in a world where this didn't happen, but it did. And how many people are on here tonight haven't accepted it? How many people are still complaining about it? How many people are still complaining about the way that the country has divided? The way that the people are treating each other. And so all the same principles apply from recovering from drugs and alcohol to recovering from this. We need connection. We need to use our word. We need to connect on values again, not opinions. We need to use values rather than divisive opinions about the way it should be. No, just back to their values. You believe what you have what you have, and I respect that. We can still connect. Connection is the most important right now, but it's hard because, like I said weeks ago, we're not open-minded people. So when somebody tells you to be open-minded, that's closed-minded to say that. That's them. To be open-minded, just think, when somebody is disagreeing with you, how fun is it? It's not. When somebody doesn't like what you like, you can't believe it. When they like something and you don't like it, you can't believe how crazy they are for liking it. That's our minds. They're not open by nature. To be open-minded is extremely difficult, but that's recovery, and that's how we connect. That's how we connect from this divisiveness, to be open-minded with each other. But don't just tell people to be open-minded. Try the journey before you do it. Really try to be open-minded. I would love to see on here some, staunch Republican family or couple inviting some very liberal people over for dinner tonight. I don't think it's happening. I think by the end of the dinner, the topic gets brought up, you fight, and you don't see each other for a couple years. But then they go, I'm an open-minded person. My friend just isn't. No, you think what you think. And so recovery, and that's what we're talking about. But I think it's different now. We're going to not just talk about drugs and alcohol. We're going to have to recover from COVID. And I don't think that people even realize that yet because they're still not accepting that it's even happening. There's no way. We're still in shock. Think about that. We are a country and a nation that's still in shock. We still talk about it as if we're shocked. We still are in this zone of like, what in the hell? We are dislocated from our former self. We're not our former self. This is recovery. When the dislocation happens and you realize you're not the person you were and you don't have the same routine and you don't get to go back to who you were, you have to settle in with that. And when you settle in with that fact, you're going to have to figure out how to be a new person. You're going to figure out how to live in a different world. We used to live in a world with drugs and alcohol. Now we have to live in a world we had to figure out how to live in a world without drugs and alcohol. Now we used to live in a world without COVID. Now we have to figure out how to live in this new world with COVID. And because of COVID, the world has changed. The world moved from action to opinion. And people went from their home people went from doing things and having a routine to sitting in their homes and taking brief moments away from Netflix to tell somebody what a piece of shit they are. In a rude way and not get punched in the mouth. And the thing that's even worse than that is they don't have to see each other out to dinner or anything anymore. So now they're getting even more crazy. They're not even concerned about saying some bullshit to somebody on Facebook and then getting punched in the mouth at dinner later on that week. So it's gotten totally rambunctious and out of hand. And we're calling ourselves Facebook friends. You ain't friends. It should be saying a request from a new enemy. You have an enemy request. They see you're a Republican, they're Democrat, they think you're a dipshit, and they want a request to be your enemy. And everything you say, they're going to comment down below, and then what you two dipshits do is just argue. And everyone will watch, and then someone will chime in, and then at the end, someone will go, love ya. It's always that. What kind of crazy shit? Facebook enemies. You know, you have a request from a new enemy. Yeah, anything you post, they're going to laugh at, call you a piece of shit. This is it, though. I try to walk a fine line between going crazy and complaining and accepting the way it is. And as you see, I still don't accept. Facebook's the worst. It's the absolute worst. You know. So here we are. And I want to tell you that, you know, the second step says we came to believe a power greater than ourselves will restore us to sanity. And I don't know what that is for you. But it's anything that ain't you. Greater than yourself. So it ain't you. It ain't your opinion isn't going to restore you to sanity, because your opinion sucks and you're crazy. You don't know shit. I don't know how many vaccination researchers I know. I thought you worked at Walmart. Fuck. Cryptocurrency experts. And it's just basically, here's research, by the way. Yeah, here's research, by the way. The new style of research. Here's something on TikTok.
Yes.
Go to Google and Google it. Read what it says on Google, just like the rest of the dipshits. So follow the trail of research. I went on TikTok. They said something. I wanted to see if it was true. So I turned to the internet. And lo and behold, I believe it's true. Now I'm going to post this thing on my Facebook and call myself an expert. You are a fucking dipshit. You can't get the truth in Washington State. No way. It ain't here. Hilarious. I did the research. You haven't. You should do yours. I went on TikTok and then I went on Google. Have you done that? Yeah, it says the same shit. It's every Google, when you type in that shit, it has 10 things and you can read all 10, and most people read the first 2. Nobody even gets to 10. Whatever you Google, that's what they're calling research. Nobody has a lab. Nobody does a test study. Nobody's a scientist. But so far, now they're researchers.
That's like if a doctor used WebMD.
Yes, I've done my research. What the hell? Well, no, my site, the one I go to, they tell the truth. Yeah, I know. They're not Republican or Democrat, right? Shit. Give me a break. Got some great crypto advice this week. I dumped all my money into a tank. That was fun. TikTok crypto advice. These two. Oh, here's another thing. Here's another thing I've done to feel different, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a proud owner of a digital racehorse. Now, you think some of my ideas are great, but I am the biggest dipshit you've ever seen for this one.
What's the horse's name?
Contrarium. Contrarium is the name of my horse. We're 0-3. We haven't won a race. We got a strong 11th place finish. How many horses? There was 11. There was 11 horses.
There was 8.
Yeah, we're $550 deep into this endeavor. And so last night we spent the night digital racehorsing with our horse, who got pounded on by every other horse. Yeah. Yeah. And there's nothing to do with it now. You just, what you do is they go, oh, sorry, you bought a shitty horse. And so now they're asking for more money so we can buy a better horse. Yeah. And the thing is the horse race costs $2 to enter. Yeah, there it is.
It's not ours, but that's what it is.
All right. So tonight is a mixture. It's a mixture of me both getting to the place where I've come to the realization that I'm going to have to, recover from this, and that recovery is going to be necessary. And we're going to have to work a recovery program when it pertains to COVID. And that means that we're going to have to learn to live in a new world. And we're going to have to accept that new world, the terms of it, life on life's terms. And we're going to have to accept the terms of that world, and then we're going to have to deal with it in a way that is positive. And that's tough to accept because you just really believe that it's just going to go back to normal one day. And I wanted to smash everybody's thoughts about that because there ain't no goddamn way. We will never be the same as a society. We will never be the same as people. We will never be the same as a country. We have permanently went through something together. And it would, and you know, the difference between this one and 9/11, if you were alive in 9/11, when we went through 9/11 together, it was uniting the country. It was awesome. It didn't matter. When you were in 9/12/2001, if you were an American, you said hi to each other on the next day. You high-fived each other. You shook each other's hands. You told each other good job. You united, and it was awesome. This isn't. This is different. We yell at each other. We argue over the pettiest shit we can't make a difference in. And this is all coupled with what you're going to have to do with mental health and your addiction. So you got double duty here. And my formula would be a power greater than yourself, which means stop listening to your head. Get outside of it. Do something positive. Get on the court. Make a difference. Stop sitting there listening to your head and posting your stupid ass opinions. None of it's true. I don't care what you think. It ain't true.
So when the world is in such a shitty place like it is and everything is so negative, how are ways that we can bring or make it positive?
Ideas rather than opinions. Ideas, and then ideas being worked to a new point. Self-expression. You know, the video we made, the deck that was just built outside. You know, these are the times helping someone. And when I mean helping somebody, I'm not talking it from doing it in a place that it's going to make you like a hero. I mean, actually, if you know how to fix cars, I bet if you're fixing somebody's car, you're feeling better about life right now. If you know how to build a fence, you're probably feeling better if you're building a fence. You know, it doesn't mean find your local homeless person and try to turn them into your personal pet project. Go down and stuff food in his mouth one day a week or something. No. He's got to eat every day, and he don't need you. So, a power greater than self, you know, it just meant, for me, and it just meant not me. Not my opinions, not my money, not my job, not my stuff. That stuff's always there. Not my reputation, not my... something outside of thinking about that shit for a second. You can go one of two ways with it. You can do that or you can do drugs. You can stop thinking about your shit and do something, or you can do drugs. We're open, Ange.
All right. All right, it's time to open it up. Comments, questions?
Yeah, I'm sorry if I hear one more goddamn person tell me they've done the research and I haven't. Jesus Christ.
Yeah. I want it to be true.
Yeah.
So the way you let me know that you would like to say something, get unmuted. If you can't unmute yourself, you just raise your hand. This raise your hand feature. I'm raising my hand right now so you can see. If you can't figure out that on your device, no worries. You can just hopefully unmute yourself. Sometimes people can, sometimes people can't. Jamie, we'll go to you first. And then, yeah, we'd love to hear from everybody. So questions, comments, anybody going through it right now that needs some coaching, all of it's welcome. We have a good half an hour here, so let's bring it. All right, Jamie, let's get you unmuted. Go ahead.
Good stuff, Art, as always. You're so wise. I noticed when you said, you've got to admit that you're powerless before you can move forward. And for me, that was true when everything first got shut down. And, I'm single mom, no child support, working in a little tiny hole in the wall, like hair salon. It was like 80 square feet little room. And I get shut down and I'm thinking, okay, God, like it's out of my hands. I can't work. Like, what am I supposed to do here? And it was incredible because like the minute I hit my knees, I had clients that have seen me for years, like pay for a service they didn't even get that month. That first month, I didn't even have to worry about a thing because I had people that loved coming to see me and they didn't even want me to worry about it for a month.
Hey, Jamie, will you please get your clientele to call me?
Right? Yeah, monthly partners. They were like my monthly partners. It was just incredible. It was just like, it was a human act of kindness after human act of kindness that like kept me going and kept me motivated. And then I was like, okay, enough people are just being kind to me when I really, really needed it. And after that point, I'm like, okay, my life will never be the same, like Art said. So how do I want to approach that? I can either shake my fist at it and have a pity party and go down a rabbit hole and start to drink and, do whatever the heck I want and pretend like it's not a problem and never leave my house. Or I can like chase after a crazy dream. So I chased after a crazy dream. And yeah, I mean, it took miracle after miracle. It wasn't anything to do with just me working hard or me. Like Art, where you're talking about, like you've gotten a place where you thought you were kind of like controlling everything and things were going good. And it's just like, the problem with that is, what if you get sick? Or what if something happens to get you out of that zone of like, okay, I got this, I'm working out, I'm doing this, I'm eating right. It's like, you're still powerless. You're just powerless and you're healthy. So yeah.
Maybe.
No,
I do want to say something here because I never really thought about it before you just told me this, Jamie. And I find it remarkable, and I would really like to do a study on the attitude of every human being that actually started a business during COVID, like created a new business, right? And no, it's remarkable, really, when you think about it. Jamie started a business during COVID where tons of businesses like hers were simultaneously going out of business and they were giving up. And you actually went in and went crazy enough to start yours with the masks, with everything that was going on, and you flourished and built it right in the middle of COVID. And that's kind of why I did Crumble Cookie the first episode, because Crumble Cookie in the middle of COVID has went from 1 to 250 stores. And I thought it was remarkable that they weren't deterred by COVID. And I think it's pretty cool that your businesses went that, and it must take a good attitude and acceptance to be able to do that.
I just saw the downtown I grew up in, Kent, and all of these shuttered up businesses. The one that I took over was sitting there for a year, and it was like, someone's got to do something. And I'm looking around and I'm like, it's got to be me. It's got to be somebody. And why not me? Like, I need to get in there. I need to like create a business presence in that downtown or it's going to die. Not that it's all on my shoulders or anything like that. But I mean, I'm like, if I can get in there and do this right, and other people are seeing me get through it, like it's going to attract other people to this like downtown that really it was struggling and really needed something exciting and new. So there's been a few new things down there and a lot of new exciting things that are happening. But now I'm just starting to get more involved with like the community and the city council and the chamber and all that stuff, just to like do as much as I can with what I'm good at. What I'm good at is, you know, being a spa owner, and it's what I love to do. It brings me joy. I would do it for free. If I win the lottery, I would keep going to my job tomorrow because it just brings me joy. And so I feel like we should use what we are passionate about and what we're good at to change the world that we're living in now, because it needs it. It needs people that are passionate and joyful about what they're doing, because it's motivating the people around you to go after what they may be passionate about. And I feel like before COVID, people maybe worked at a desk 9 to 5, drove home, did an audible on the way, like that routine, that same thing day in, day out. Maybe they weren't passionate about that job that they had. And this is just like a beautiful opportunity for them to go after what they really want to do. It's like you only get one spin.
Well, that was the point of our show. It was kind of a point that we would gravitate to people that had good energy, and that was always the point of what our show is going to be, or what these videos are about. They're about going to businesses that have good vibes, good place to be, that make you feel good, and it's refreshing during COVID to do that. So thank you, Jamie. Thank you very much for participating. We're going to get you a lot of business down there. All right, who's next, Ange? Are we paused?
She's talking, we just can't hear her. She's not talking. Yes, she is.
You're muted, Ange. We can't hear you.
I forgot I muted myself. I had some noise here. Hey, Tracy, can we get you unmuted?
Yes.
Hey,
Hi, guys.
Tracy.
How are ya?
I saw you on the beach there a minute ago, and now you're inside.
My battery was dying, so I had to get away from it. I was like, I had to get back up to the condo. I have a question. Aside from coaching, Art, have you ever thought about doing a weekend retreat for parents?
Oh, man. Spend the whole weekend with you guys?
Yeah.
It's funny that you should ask because that happens to be, Art doesn't know this, but that happens to be a topic tomorrow for Mom's Group with Sherry.
Yeah, so a Mom's Group.
And some other things, some other people who have had some little ideas. So unbeknownst to anybody else but a couple of us, that is actually a topic. So so I'll answer that and tell you that yes, he has. we have thought much about creating something and having Arts be our special speaker. So yes, the answer is yes. There's no solidified plans with COVID and all that. In fact, we were about to have one right before COVID shut us down. It was going to be our first one. But, and I see a big heart from Colette, and I'm really hoping Colette is on Mom's Group tomorrow too, because unbeknownst to her, she's also part of my little list to create something here. So, and Sherry Pennington set the ball in motion today. She just doesn't realize that I've actually been churning on it since she did. So, but Mom's Group tomorrow, we'll be discussing the possibility.
Let me tell you what I'm going to need.
Okay.
I need my own private trailer. I like all the green M&Ms picked out. Don't have any green M&Ms in my M&Ms.
What about if you just have you zoom in, Art, when it's just a Mom's Group?
Oh no, Art's got to be there.
Okay.
We'll get the green M&Ms. Bundle could do that.
The green M. You can do that.
Oh, we paused.
No, I like my.
Oh, I don't know if it's just
You
me that
paused.
paused. Oh, I did. Okay.
Okay, very good. We're back. We're back.
We're back. Okay. Yes. So there's a possibility in the works, and for those of you who have met us since COVID and don't even know about Battlefield Live events, we actually used to do not only weekly solution groups at our big office in Federal Way where 800 to 120 family members would come each and every Tuesday to our building. It was big enough for that. Not only that, but we would hold quarterly workshops, which were really great. They'd be like 9 a.m. to like 1 or 2, or evening 4 to 9, and we would do a meal, and that was awesome. And then we would have not only private coaching, but we'd also do a group coaching night. So yeah, there's a lot of fun stuff we were able to do back pre-COVID, and so now it's just kind of time. We're kind of settling into this COVID thing, so it's kind of time to start going, well, how can we be creative here and still do some fun things like that, and while we're waiting for the bigger stuff again. But a retreat, yes. Sounds good.
We still have the beach house in Long Beach. Sleeps probably 10 people comfortably. If you guys want that out for an option, it's right down in Long Beach, Washington.
Okay. I think my internet's breaking up.
Yeah, it has been.
Sorry. I caught the gist of that though. You have property in Long Beach.
Nope,
all right, send me the info. Yeah, send me the info, Tracy.
Put some stuff for this retreat.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, not. Oh no, not that kind of retreat. But thanks, Tracy. Yeah, shoot me the intro. My computer was garbly there, but I kind of caught the gist. But shoot me info about that. Appreciate the offer.
Sounds good.
I'm sorry. It's it must be me.
You're back.
Okay, great.
We can hear you. We got another.
All right, Stampalias. Oh, Tracy's still there. Hey, Tracy.
Yeah.
Did you have something else, Tracy?
Oh, just trying to mute her.
Okay.
I just wanted to talk to Art when I get back about, well, talk to both of you about when I get back. Setting up my one-on-one. And that's what made me start thinking about retreat options for other months or whatever, just to get out of the fucking chaos that we live in. But I really need to set up some sessions.
Great.
Beautiful.
Yeah, great. Let's get them on the calendar. Reach out to me tomorrow and we'll get you scheduled.
Okay, I don't come back until late on the 19th, so I'll shoot you a text when we're done, and maybe you can.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, let's go ahead and get you scheduled on the calendar.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. Sorry if I'm interrupting. I can't quite tell if you're hearing me or not. But yeah, Tracy, reach out to me and we'll get you on the schedule. All right, Sampalias, can you hear me?
Yes. Yep.
Okay, great. Hi, guys.
Are we on?
Yep.
Yes.
We're on.
Hey, something kind of got under my skin today. I was making a phone call trying to contact customer support for a company that I bought a product from. And I get this recording about how be prepared for longer waits because of the COVID situation and blah, blah, blah. And I thought, every time I turn around, I'm seeing that problems created by COVID.
Yeah.
And I started thinking back when, and I think I'm going back to the 70s, when Flip Wilson, anybody remembers Flip Wilson, the comedian, came out with "The Devil Made Me Do It."
Yeah.
And I remember when I was at college, there were some studies that were conducted on the negative impact of that in society and how people had started using that as an excuse for every personal failure that they had, things that they hadn't accomplished, things that they didn't see through, and all of the issues associated with it. And it was interesting what they were finding out about our society when they latched on to that. The devil made me do it.
Yeah.
And didn't take any personal responsibility for their own failures. And then I started thinking about this. Everybody's using COVID as an excuse for the same thing.
That's right. That's right. Angie and I went to what was the name of that restaurant? Damn it. It's down in South Center.
The breakfast place?
No. What was the name of that restaurant we went to, Ange?
Oh, it starts with a C. It's right there. Claim Jumpers.
Claim Jumpers.
Oh, yeah.
We went to the Claim Jumpers, and we went in and we stood there for 15 full minutes. Not a hostess, not anyone, nobody came to us. And this has been kind of a trend in going out to eat during COVID, but this guy comes out and he just tells us his problem. He just says, I don't have enough servers. And in my mind, that's using COVID as an excuse to still make money, but not treat the customer the right way. And, for me, if you're going to open a restaurant, I don't care what your problem is, but it shouldn't be mine. And
yeah, don't make your problem my problem.
You make your problems my problem. I'm not coming to your restaurant ever again. So we left. We didn't eat there. But that's also this new world. People accept everything. Me leaving that restaurant and then watching the other people sit around and wait, I was the asshole. I was the asshole for even being upset that we didn't get treated right. I should have just put up with it. And I feel that way when I'm at T-Mobile or Comcast or anywhere I go, when I'm just treated with such, and so really what's came about for me, and this is kind of the thing that I'm in a lot of pain, is that I have a very difficult time doing business anymore in any capacity with anyone, and being a customer or a customer to anyone, because it's just COVID is an excuse to not do what you say you're going to do.
Sure.
Yep.
You order parts for a car, you order anything, they will tell you that it's going to be a week, but they're okay with making it 6 and then just tell you, well, it's COVID. Now, I don't care if it's going to I don't care if it's going to be 6 weeks. Just tell you it's going to be 6 weeks. Don't tell me it's going to be a week. And I think that, really, without trying to bitch too much, I mean, I can't help it, but that's the new thing. And I think that we as people have got to hit bottom and say we will not do business with people that don't keep their word.
Well, there's where your honesty comes in.
Yeah, it's insane, and you're constantly having to do business. And if you complain that they didn't bring you what they said they were going to bring you, I mean, then you're an asshole, and everybody else is just supposed to take it. And especially, I think in Washington State, it's just expected that you go in and be nice and take whatever's offered and not raise a stink. And, this ain't New York City, I take it. I mean, we're the only city that can lose sports and have the fans cheer, but okay. Well, the Seahawks, and they can lose, and there's screaming fans year after year, and nobody ever goes, hey, I'm not going to watch this garbage. Yeah. The most hopeful Mariners fans in the world. Jesus, are you guys really serious, the Mariners?
Yeah, the word that I haven't heard for some time now is integrity.
That's right. It's missing, and and that sucks to complain about it being missing. And I don't know what we do. I don't know what to do. That's the powerless part. It's okay it's okay. By the way, I think if anyone likes Biden, they're nuts. And I think if anybody likes Trump, they're nuts. And so I don't have a stake in the game, but that is just an examples of leadership. Hey, I'm sorry, Trump, you told me you're going to build a wall. Hey, you didn't. No apology, nothing. You didn't build the wall. You said you ran on a platform that you're going to be president and build a wall. Yet, and also they come out and say they're going to stop things like COVID. And then when it's just 2 weeks to flatten the curve. Shut up. You don't know what you're talking about, but it's okay, But I think if I remember correctly, and I might be asking the right person. I don't know, Dave, but I think Kennedy said he was going to go to the moon, didn't he? And then he did it. And then he did it.
Yeah.
that he did it. And I think when he said it, he really intended on doing that and keeping his word. But I don't think anyone in our society is holding anybody accountable for their word anymore.
No.
It's something that you become. You're just, because I think people like just being a victim and complaining about it rather than just getting it fixed. So it's an issue. You know, I mean,
and like the study showed back in the 70s, when Flip Wilson, what started off as a joke with "the devil made me do it," society took that then as this was societal excuse for all the failures.
Yeah.
You know, all you had to say was "the devil made me do it."
And in this room, I'm trying to make a difference in that way. And we talked last night, and I said, what is it that I believe, in my opinion, as a community, as a tribe, as a group of people, everybody's kind of trying to be in competition with each other. Everybody's trying to prove their worth in some way. And I think that's a good thing. And I think being together in a group and trying to prove your worth is a good thing. And I asked last night, I said, how are we trying to prove our worth? What is it that makes somebody more worthy than the next person? What makes somebody more valuable than the next person? Is it a car? Is it clean time? Is it a driver's license? Is it a better house? And hopefully we determined that it's none of those things. That in actuality, the only thing that gives a person more value is those things like your word. A person that keeps their word is more valuable than a person that doesn't, regardless of money, regardless of where they live. Keeping your word is the paramount thing for me when it means determining value. I do what I say I'm going to do. Simple. And then integrity and honor and commitment. And I think these things are just getting, if we don't use it with each other, you can go out in society and not keep your word all you want. You can actually make it. You can make it in business. You can make it anywhere. It's okay. It's okay to not do that. So that's my rant. And I'm big on it. I'm big on restoring of our word. And I'm big on the fact that if you can't, and if you break your word, that you owe an apology. That's the other thing. I haven't seen an apology on television in a lot of years. And the only time you see an apology is when somebody cheats on their wife, sleeps with the wrong person, gets caught doing something. That's it. The only time anyone ever screws up is when they get caught.
Mm-hmm.
And then we got to hear their great apology.
I take full responsibility.
Yeah, they take full responsibility after they're caught.
Yeah.
And that's what we're having to use as an example. And I hope that we can do something to change that. Who's next? Thanks, Dave.
Thanks, guys. Hey, Jennifer.
I just wanted to say thanks for talking about that connection piece, because I think that's really huge with everything with COVID. And you had mentioned like a mood around COVID. And it's really this vibrational energy that's being sent out into the world of isolation.
Yeah.
And so I love that you touched on that. The other thing, personally, I've been struggling with all day, and I think I felt it, but until you said it today, was about this powerless, feeling like you have no power. Because in my circumstance, I literally don't have any power over the choices my son is making to choose not to get help, right, at this point, which has been hard. And then I came across this Eckhart Tolle quote, and I just wanted to share it. And it's a kind of a flip on this powerlessness, and also finding the silver lining, right? So it says, anything that you accept fully will take you into peace. And this is the miracle of surrender. So it's almost looking at it, the powerlessness is like really looking at it from a surrender perspective. And with surrender, there comes peace. So that kind of gives a level of comfort, I think, if we look at it in a different light.
Yeah, if you can stay there, and that's where I'm trying to stay. But it's difficult because you go back to complaining, you go back to griping, you go back to seeing another thing that's just like, you spend most of your time just walking around going, what? And I mean, either side you're on, you think the other side's crazy. I mean,
Well, we look at so what is keep asking the questions, the why questions. Well, why do we feel powerless? Well, it's because it's our human nature to want to control something that's out of our control. but what's the reason we want to control it? Is it because it's our own personal investment, like our own wishes for something, instead of like meeting that person where they're at and trying to understand, you know, what they're going through? Why are we needing to feel like we have to control? It's just some other random thoughts.
Yeah, very good. Thank you, Jennifer.
Thanks, Jennifer. Good to see ya.
Yeah, you too.
All right. All right. We have a couple minutes left, so it's time for you to go ahead and wrap up your closing thoughts, Art.
Yeah. I gotta say, I mean, for me, I've been sober 11 years. Getting sober was a little bit easier than this time it is. I mean, and to be honest with you, the fight, not to do drugs or not to stay sober, it's not that fight, but just the fight in the fight of like the resistance and feeling the resistance and going into resistance and acceptance and you know, anger and resentment, and it's a tough time for that, and it's a tough climate to work in right now, and you know, which makes energy very volatile. It makes it tough, you know, like you see your friends are coming over, and sometimes you just don't feel like people coming over right now. You don't feel like doing that, and so the energy goes up and down, and you're trying to commit your energy to people, and you see people. I see people suffering more than I've ever seen people suffering. And part of the reason I see them suffering is they want something. They want something to be different. They want to go back, and that's where I want to point out that maybe you're doing what I do. Maybe you're trying to get back there. Maybe you feel like a dislocated from who you were, and you're trying to get back to the same place of who you were, and it's not possible. And so we want things to be the same. We're not very good at understanding impermanence and knowing that this has changed forever, that it won't be the same, and that we are all different people now. We've experienced something that we never thought we would. We actually have experienced kind of, I don't know if you would call it a traumatic event, but definitely a life-changing event. And I think that we're all walking around, and the mood that we're kind of walking around in is shock. It's like there's been kind of an explosion, and we're just in the aftermath. And we're walking around the world kind of in shock by it. We're in shock by our politics. We're in shock by our president that can't put together a coherent sentence. We're shocked by the president before him that could sleep with pornography stars and still be the president. And, you know, it's just a different world. You know, and for me, you know, we're in shock by having to go in and not see each other's smiles and not connect. And how long can we go as people without smiling to each other and having to feel that? And, you know, we're not able to go out to a nice restaurant and just feel normal and have a good dinner. We're not able to go to our friend's house and have a party, you know, just a party, a big football party or you know, food or a 4th of July barbecue or anything. And I think I think that's what we have to understand is we're going to have to recover from this. And in order to recover, we got to accept it and get to a place where we can. Do
you think it'll culminate to a point where it's like a rock bottom of a way for society?
I think it has. I think it's gotten to a point where it is a rock bottom for society, where we can't be in the same room with our friends because of an idea. We can't be in the same, have dinner with people, and our hearts are filled with hatred because somebody believes something that somebody else thinks they shouldn't. And, you know, we're not connecting. That's true. We're just not connecting. And how long can we go as a group of people without connection before we start really hurting each other? And, you know, part of it needs leadership, and it needs restoration back to the things like honor and commitment and your word. And that's what we need to connect on, values. We need to connect back through values. And if you're having trouble with your kid, same thing. Actually getting together with the values. And that's what's tough, is when the addict's out there doing something and you're trying to see that they're not having the same values that you want them to have or that the family was raised on. It makes it tough. So I think for me tonight was just my own therapy, and it was my own kind of way of saying I'm in it too. This isn't advice. I'm not generally giving you any advice, and I'm not telling that I'm doing something that you're not and you should do what I'm doing. I'm just telling you that I'm trying to accept the way it is. And if I can, then if I can accept the way it is, I might be able to move forward and recover. And at this point, generally, I haven't, and I'm working on it. So this has always been, for 7 years we've been doing this group, and it's always just kind of a path of what we're going through and what it is. And it's never like, hey, we're up here and do what we do, because it ain't. We ain't saying that. We're saying we're here with you. We're going through it too. And if I articulated something that you're going through tonight, well, then, I hope that helped. But I'm having the same general type of experience with actually another, recognizing who I am in a different world. So that's kind of what we're doing, is try to recognize who we are in a different world and figure out who we're going to be going forward and what we're going to do with our lives. And that's all of us sitting here tonight. And I really want to say that everyone in this room, I believe that you're doing the honorable thing. And this is an honorable thing to do. And we should be proud that we're sitting here tonight and doing this together. So once again, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you next week.
Look at Harriet. Good night.